I want to just go ahead and punch you in the face. I just want to go ahead and get into it because a lot of people will, you say, well, who's your competitors? And the feedback, surprisingly, this is a lot of the time. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. A lot of times people say, my competitor is me. Me, myself, and I. I compete against myself. And that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Good morning. I pray your day is off to an amazing start. I know mine is. You have just logged on to your free consultation with me, DJuana Lewis, and I am so excited that you are joining the session for today. For those that are returning, hey, for those this is first time, I encourage you to go back to episode 1. I talk about a lot of things, but just to introduce myself to our new guests for today's session, like I said, I'm DeWanna Lewis. I am a marketing specialist. I primarily work with bars, restaurants, venues, lounges, clubs, things of that nature. And I also work with personal brands. So though that's my sweet spot. I feel like I can work in a lot of other different industries, but those are my sweet spots. All the other things, if you want to find out that about me, you can go back to my first episode. I kind of do a deep dive about who I am and what I am going to offer you. You can also log on to my website at www.thedewanalewis.com. All right, cool. So we've done that part. I have a checklist because I'm telling you, I have people that look at this and they're like, you didn't do this, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. I'm trying. Because I like to get right to the information because I know your time is valuable and so is mine. Like, we got things that we got to do. All right, so we took care of that. Let's recap last week where we are supposed to be. And I keep saying last week, but our last session is really our last session. Y'all know I be putting these episodes out when I can. Don't judge me, please. Don't judge me. But our last session, what we went over is our why. And I share with you what my why is. And what you were supposed to do is go back, think about it, and write down what your why is. So I hope that you did that homework and we are ready to move on to our next topic, our next session, and that is our competitors. So today we'll be talking about our competitors and how to identify them and how to strategize for them and all of the things. Okay? So, yes, we're here. We're moving along because right now we're on competitors. So let's get to it. I want to just go ahead and punch you in the face. I just want to go ahead and get into it because a lot of people will, you say, well, who's your competitors? And the feedback, surprisingly, this is a lot of the time. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. A lot of times people say, my competitor is me. Me, myself, and I. I compete against myself. And that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. So you're in business, but you feel like your only real competitor is you. Why? Why? Because nobody do it like you or nobody got the same product. They do the same thing. What are we talking about here? No, you're not. I want you to get that out your mind. Actually, don't say that to anybody else. Just get it out your mind. If that's something that you need to tell yourself, maybe you can, just like say it in your head. Maybe I don't know. Actually, scratch it. There's people in this world that's coming for your spot. That's your competitor, and there's people in this world whose spot that you want. That's your competitor. You cannot say I am my own competitor and you've never gone to another level. It's crazy. It just doesn't make sense. Make it make sense for me and maybe I'll be like, okay, yeah, we can roll with that. Feel free to email me or inbox me or wherever you're seeing this, private message, whatever. If you feel like, yeah, you can actually be your own competitor. I just think that's the stupidest thing ever. And you could be mad at me because you're one of those I'm my own competitor people, but who taught you that? I don't want to go into a rant, but social media got y'all soft. Got y'all soft. I'm good. I love smoke. You hear me? I love smoke. So I'm here for the smoke and I'm here to take down the person that is in the spot I want to be in. I'm just saying. So, yeah, you are not your own competitor. And I have my notes right here. Y'all know I keep my notes right here. So we're gonna move right along because I didn't want to spend too much time on that, but I did want to emphasize that we're not doing that on my own competitor stuff anymore. So who is your competitor? I did touch on that. I said that's the person that wants your spot and that's the person that the spot that you want. Those people are going to be considered your competitors. But all in all, competitors are the same people that is working in your industry. So Apple and Androids or Apple and Samsung are competitors. They are in the same industry, they sell the same things, and they go at it. They go back and forth all of the time, and they would be considered competitors. Another competitor I would say would be McDonald's and Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell. All of those are competitors. All of them are trying to get your attention at the same time, and one is going to win out some kind of way for some kind of reason. One is going to stand out because of their efforts, their positioning, where they are located from, as it pertains to you, what you saw first. These are all of that is strategy amongst competitors to help them stand out in a field, in a wave of people who do what they do or companies that do what they do. So you need to get to a place where you know who these people are and you can strategize and be able to position yourself to be in a place to outshine your competitors. Okay? So if I have to go back to the whole I'm my own competitor, I feel like a lot of times people will resort to saying that because they don't know how to feel about their competitors. They don't know how to react to competition. And here is one piece of advice that I can give. This now, our competitors needs its like 4 or 5 episodes so that we can really break it down. But I'm gonna cover it in just one session today, and then if we need to go deeper, then you can definitely book a time with me, and we can do more of a strategy call with that later. But for right now, how you should feel about your competitors is not be nervous, not be scared to go up against somebody that's been in the game for a long time, or not be scared that someone new is entering the industry. I deal with a lot of, like I said, bars and restaurants and venues, and it's a new bar popping up all of the time. There are older bars and lounges that are doing new things or rolling out new menus, and you always have to just stay in a place where you're ready to either hold your spot or be willing to shift and adjust to get back in front of your competitor. So don't be scared of competition. And I went back and I said the whole you are your own competition. I believe people say that because they're scared to compete. Honestly, you're scared to compete, you're scared to go up against somebody, you're scared to create a little drama, stir up a little smoke or whatever. You're scared to do that. And when you're scared to do that, you start saying things like I'm my own competition. You're not. There's somebody that's trying to take your spot, and you need to be aware of that. Now, if you take nothing else from this, it's time to say, all right, yep, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm here to be competitive, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Get out of this mindset of I'm just going to stay in my lane and do me, and you're not going to make a lot of money with that mentality. Go for it. Dog eat dog. Go for it. Don't care about people's feelings. We're in business not to make people feel comfortable, but to be able to make as much money as possible and create as much impact and opportunities for others as possible. And you cannot do that being scared of your competition, okay? Now, how do we identify our competition? And I like this part. This is like an exercise that I want you guys to implement and do this as your homework. What I want you to do is we're going to identify 10 companies, brands, people, whatever it is that you do. You're going to identify 10 people, companies, whatever, like I said. And these are going to be the people that are in your industry. Okay, the people that you have identified is like, okay, these are some heavy hitters, and this is where I see myself in this level, on this level. So what you're going to do is your top five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are going to be the companies that you really, really like. I like these brands. I like these companies. These are brands that I really, really admire in my industry. Okay, so if you are a keynote speaker and you are trying to get to a certain level, you like Eric Thomas, you're going to put number one, Eric Thomas. Okay, your second five are going to be people that you do not like. So I'm just throwing it out there. You just say, I don't like Sarah Jakes. Okay, so you just put down on your number six as Sarah Jakes. I don't like her, and then you list the other four that you do not like. All right. So this is going to serve as our competitors list. Okay. So what you're going to do after you do that, you are going to list out 3 things that you like about each person that you put in your top 5. All right. So whatever your top 5 is, under that, you're going to put a subcategory and you're going to say, A, I like this about Eric Thomas. 2, I like this about Eric Thomas. 3, I like this about him. The next one, you're going to do the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. Then when you get to your number 6 of the people that you do not like, you're going to list out 3 reasons why you don't like them. I mean, it doesn't have to really be 3. I say 3 as it's a solid, like we can start identifying a pattern. There's something there that you just do not care for. And you're going to list those out, and you're going to do it for all the next 5, all the 3 things that you do not like. I would say a minimum of 2. If we're being super soldiers, you could do 3, and we'll have just more than enough data to formulate some thoughts, okay? Now, that's enough. I think that right there is enough homework. But what we're going to be doing with that is we're going to see our competitors first. We'll have our competitors list. And then the next thing that we'll be able to do, which we'll take care of in the next session, is our brand commandments. So from these things, like we'll have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 competitors list. But the things that you like about these people, the characteristics that you like, some of the things that this brand does that you like, is going to carry over into us creating our brand commandments. But that is our next session. So we don't have to get into that right now, but we will. All right. So that's what you need to do. I'm leaving you with that. I know some people are going to come for me, but I don't care. You are not your own. It's just stupid to say. I don't know. I hate it. I hate it so much. All right. But anyway, you guys know that this episode is sponsored by yesma'am.net hosting and maintenance. Yes, yesma'am.net hosting and maintenance is a boutique hosting company. If you are a small business that needs some one-on-one care, this is the place for you. You will be assigned your own customer service representative that will be able to help you with your tech needs, your billing needs, whatever customer service. That one person is there for you, so you don't have to keep telling your story over and over when you call. I love that. I love that. Anyway, so make sure you log on to the website. Get your hosting up and going today. That is www.yesma'amhosting.net. All right, I think I've said enough. I think I've hit my limits because I've been told shorten your episodes up a little bit. So I think we are done with today's session. Until next time, Remember, Jesus loves you, and I do too. Bye.